It is so incredibly hard to film during days like these, but we're just gonna go with it because this is important to me. What's up guys, it's Cai Ping here. Welcome to the final episode of my internship experience with Orangutan. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I will leave the links down below. The last week of internship was routine, but it was also every time I went in I was like, this might be the last time this happens, or this is close to the last time of this happening, and it was just kind of sad. I was also preparing to say goodbye to everybody, but other than that the tasks were sort of the same. But you know, with animals, nothing's ever completely the same. So yeah, let's get into it. Last week, let's go. Go.
Whoa, whoa. I won't be using any tools here. No tools.
So one of the first few things we do every day is feed the orangutans after we prep their food. And in this clip, I am feeding Hiroshi Fat. I'm feeding the younger orangutans watermelon juice. And isn't that crazy how big they are when I say that they're younger? Like, look at how big their limbs are compared to their body and their height even compared to me. You can see Hiroshi, I think, or Fat, who is like stretched out, and their limbs are just huge. And of course, there's a reason behind that. Those limbs are used to lift themselves onto trees, to pry things open, to break stuff off of trees, anything. And for some orangutans, to fight each other.
Last one. Okay, now.
Any time being with the orangutans is a time where you get to see how they react to you and how you react to them and how you process what your next step is. For example, I saw Hiroshi or Fat holding a stick. They were wielding something, and I did not want to encourage them to play with me with that stick because if they ever try to test me, I would definitely lose. So I was not gonna feed them or reward them with any watermelon juice if they were like holding a stick. So I basically went to the next orangutan and just told the last one, put that stick down and then I'll give you your juice. Like he did, and that's when I gave him his juice. Then I also had to check that I was giving like everyone equal amounts because I didn't want any like tensions or to rise or like fights to break out. That would not be good among the youngsters because already they're like roommates, and you don't want to like show them that you're like picking favorites and stuff, especially when they're younger and they're gonna be living together for a long time. You never know.
Good job, EJ. Oh well, almost.
This is a clip of Jiren Kate or Hung Li Po. They're also very young orangutans. A water monitor lizard like swam into the enclosure, and my friends and I from the side were just like, oh my gosh, they're totally gonna like check this thing out, and then they might even like take it down. So we were all just watching from the side, and no, that totally did not happen. The orangutan could care less about the water monitor lizard.
There's Jaden. There's the lizard.
Did you see? He's just swinging back and forth and just looking at it. Yeah. We thought since like they like to take action so much, especially these three that live in that enclosure, that they would do something with the water monitor lizard. But no, they chose to be lazy. Like people.
That's like the dream though, to have like no seats.
See that?
Yeah.
Actually, I cut through. It's like no seats.
Food prep time. That was a shot of sugarcane and papaya. If you haven't seen any of those vegetables or fruits, any of those foods before, sugarcane is really high in, let's see, zinc, magnesium, manganese, and potassium. Basically a lot more metals than I anticipated. And papaya is very rich in vitamin C, Vit C, however you say vitamin or vit in your country. What up? So, the ground is sort of vibrating because one of us is cutting a coconut, so she like slams it on the floor and the ground goes.
He wants to try to be faster than me.
Okay, so these are the plates for the orangutans. Every plate is for a different set of orangutans in different zones of the sanctuary, and each repeating pattern of food set is for each orangutan. This is Carlos. He is huge. He is a grown male orangutan, and you can kind of tell that he is the more aggressive kind, or he was supposed to be the more competitive and aggressive kind due to the size of his cheek packs. Those cheeks, those flaps, are basically, if you see an orangutan with big cheek flaps and packs like that, that means that they are probably the more dominant, maybe the alpha male. They are probably dominant males, orangutans in that orangutan group, because once an orangutan male becomes like the alpha of the group, which probably has less dominant males and females, then their packs actually expand, and it is a reflection for it is a reflection of how much testosterone or another hormone that males have a higher concentration of has. This is our senior ranger, Vanika, and if she's watching, give this video a like, Vanika. I miss you so much.
You bite my hand.
She knows everything about orangutans and orangutan behavior through working with them for so long. These are some clips of her and Manu, the baby orangutan from, I think, the very first episode of this series. Yeah, link to that down below.
You are mine. Dia tak payah makan. Sorry. Kenyang ke?
Today is Wednesday, August 3rd, and there are a buttload of trucks compared to every other day. And then later that week, Doctor gave a lecture. And when we were preparing for our fecal lab, he came in and made sure that we knew what we were doing. He asks a lot of questions. Is this what you're supposed to do? Or is this what you're supposed to do? Like, why are you doing what you're doing? It's not just textbook memorization. You need to not just know what you're doing, but say if like a problem arises, you need to know how to solve that problem in the given situation that you're in and the resources that you have in that moment.
So when the parasite is down there, they try to destroy it all, because they want to think
Yeah, I feel like working with animals, they train you in school that it's like very textbook, like you do this, this is how an animal works, this is how the organs work, this is how the body and the rest of the environment works. But when it comes to actually solving a problem, that's why lab is so important, and it just requires a lot of practical experience to be very comfortable with solving different problems in different environments.
This is normal. We're in the car right now.
And this is a shot of Jidin, Kate, or Hung Li Po playing with one of the she was just looking at one of the handymen. I feel like one of those orangutans just loves tools. Whenever we present her with something, say like durian. Do you guys know what durian is? If you don't, here's a photo. It's a fruit that's like notorious for its bad smell. If you haven't heard of it, Google it, or YouTube like celebrities trying durian. It's great. I can eat through 2 seeds without like wanting to go to the next room. Yeah, anyway, this orangutan just loves material or tools. Whenever they get a new tool or a new object, they'll try to they'll check it out. I remember once she got a pen somehow, and she was just looking at it on the tree, and it was just, and then another orangutan tried to take it from her. She's like, no, this is mine. This is my pen. Anyway, and whenever we give her like coconuts or fruit with like a shell in it, she'll try to like use the shell for other things in the water. It's pretty cool. Actually, that is probably one of my favorite orangutans there. I know you're not supposed to pick favorites, but the fact that she was just so into using what she could get her hands on in ways that orangutans don't normally use, that just blew my mind. And this is my friend Rara, who's playing with the alpha of the entire group there. I think you saw him a bit in the past video with Karina, and like there was a shot of Karina playing with her child, and then it zoomed to this orangutan's name is BJ. I think he's 40, and he's massive. He's really big. You can see how big he is compared to Rara when she's squatting next to him. I would always walk by him, and he would always look at me, and it was really, it's very, whenever an animal looks at you in the eye, isn't it, for me it's really cool, and it's also really weird. I also really like that moment too, because I know they're thinking about me, and I'm thinking about them, but what and how, that I'm not so sure of. That's actually one of the reasons why I love studying animals, is because I get to interact with them, and I love studying how they think, because I know they know I'm there, and I know that they're there, and I'm trying to, the interaction is just what makes things interesting, because you just wonder, how are they perceiving it, and are they trying to be your friend, or are they just like there because they're bored? Like it's interesting. Also, there's just so many different kinds, and they might all think differently, or maybe the same. You just never know, and they all have like their own strengths that like pay off in the environment, that like help the environment. They have their own like little job to do through how they live, and they all live so differently. Literally, when it comes to talking about animals and why I like them so much, it's honestly a lot like why people like Pokemon so much. I'm not kidding you, because there's just so many different types, and you can have a bond or an interaction with them, and they can perceive that as well. And there's just so many different kinds, and they're so cool. And that is the end of this video and this series and my awesome time working with orangutans. I don't know where to start. I feel like I've already ranted so much like in the previous clips of this video, but I guess I'll end with thank you to everyone I worked with, because this is honestly the most in terms of thinking, the most advanced animal I've ever worked with. And I was honestly really scared to work with this animal at first. I thought I wouldn't know where to draw the line between it being very human-like and animal-like. But through guidance, I was shown where to draw that line and how to interact with them safely and get to know them better at the same time. So thank you so much for that. Of course, to the people I'm thanking, I will send you this video and I will, you will know that I am thanking you. And I know after this video, a lot of people that do subscribe to me are gonna be like, what are you doing, Cai Ping? You have music videos, you have music covers up here, you have travel videos, you have news videos, and now you have animal videos up on YouTube. Yes, well, to that I just say, I'm interested in it all. I'm passionate about them all. I love working with animals. That's something that I wanted to do since I was 4 years old and started going to zoos and aquariums. Every time I saw a trainer or a zookeeper, I was like, that's what I want to be. I want to be that person that gets to interact with animals and gets paid for it, because there is nothing else better to be paid for doing. And it still holds true today. Whenever I do interact with any animal I'm working with, it's a real magical moment. Wow, I sound so Disney saying that. Magical moment. Sing, insert chimes and sparkles here. But there is something that just clicks, and it's really cool, as I said, to interact with something that is a different species than you, because even though they think differently, just like you, they have a place in this world and they have a job to do through how they live. And okay, and there's music. I grew up listening to music. Obviously, a lot of people do, but music was my main extracurricular outside of school, and it just showed me how creativity can be healing at the same time. When I started making these covers, people were just like, I would buy that, I love that version. It shows you a different take on someone else's opinion or work, which can't be put into words, and I just find that magical as well. And travel, I've been to a couple of different countries. I go back to Malaysia about every year. I think you guys have figured that out by now. I go back to Malaysia a lot. I go back to Asia a lot in general. And it's just good to know that there are different cultures out there that teach you why people act the way they do, and they show you how you solve a problem in a situation based on where you are, and therefore sort of broaden your horizons a bit in terms of how to solve anything. That's why I'm interested in travel, because I'm basically interested in culture and lifestyle. And film, obviously I'm interested in film because this is the platform that I'm using to tell you guys all of this. And I'm interested in tech too, which is why I'm on social media a lot. It's because I love tech, and it's always changing, and that's why it just keeps anyone who loves tech on their toes. So this is music and film, and this is animal science, behavior, and culture, and this is my heart. This is what it looks like. People might just be like, oh, why does your channel have so many different things? Normally channels just do one thing or two things, and I'm just like, but I'm interested in so many things. And that's the great thing about YouTube and the internet, is that you can just do whatever you want and be yourself, because there is no one else like you out there. There's only one of them, and this is your place to shine. The internet, and maybe specifically YouTube, is one of the only places I can give people with very different interests a green light or a place to do what they love to do. So yeah, if you stuck through all of that, thank you for watching, and for the millionth time, But thank you even more for giving me a place to talk about what I love to do, basically what I'm passionate about. And you know, especially today, we're talking about what you love and what you stand for is so important. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. A lot more fun stuff is coming. I'm planning so many cool videos to shoot. I know exactly what I'm doing up until Christmas, and I just can't wait to make all these videos because it's always just so much fun. And I thank you very much for watching. If you are watching and if you've seen more than one of my videos, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you in my next one, which will hopefully be next week. And my hands are doing the wave. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!
Watermelon juice time. Okay. I know. Come. Baby.